34-year-old Tabitha Franke is behind bars after a 2-year-old son fell from the third-floor apartment window and later died. At around 3:30 p.m. on Saturday the 22nd of July, authorities responded to an apartment complex at the intersection of Capitol and Row Avenues in Hartford, Connecticut after receiving a call about a child who fell from a window. The toddler was unresponsive and suffering from severe injuries when officers and paramedics arrived. He was transported to a local hospital, where he later died. Hartford Police Lieutenant Aaron Boysford said that the boy's very bad fall appears to be a case of neglect, and there were 4 other children at the residence, all under the age of 12. He described the home's living condition as very deplorable. It was also noted that the air in the apartment was heavy with an overwhelming foul odour. Lieutenant Boysford confirmed that the toddler fell after a screen came off. The children were reportedly home alone when the incident occurred. Tabitha was arrested and charged with 10 counts of risk of injury to a child. She was released after posting a $100,000 bond. Tabitha will likely face other charges that align with the boy's death. She's scheduled to appear in court on the 3rd of August. The investigation into the matter continues. A 24-year-old woman has been charged with murder after one of her 5-month-old twin sons died of starvation on Christmas, while the other was close to dying. Tamir Tomlin was initially arrested on the 28th of December 2022 on 2 counts of abuse of a child with serious physical injury. She was additionally charged with murder on the 24th of July after further police investigation. On the 25th of December 2022, Tamir called 911 and said her infant son, Amir Wright, was not breathing. She said she had recently fed both of the twins before putting them down for a nap, and that she fell asleep herself. She said that she woke up a couple of hours later. Her blankets were soiled and she looked at one of the twins and he was not breathing, so she called 911. Medics rushed to Tamir's apartment at 4011 McIntosh Street in Greensboro, North Carolina, and transported the twins to a local hospital, where Amir was pronounced dead. Investigators said they found minimal food at Tamir's residence, and there was no fresh formula and the milk was curdled. An autopsy determined that the boy died of malnutrition and starvation, and the boy's death was determined to be a homicide. Amir's twin reportedly looked like skin and bones, and the boy's joints were visible, and he appeared to be very malnourished. Doctors noted that the twin was also near death due to malnutrition. Tamir moved from Ohio to North Carolina and gave birth to the twins 2 days later. The boys reportedly weighed 4.5 pounds when they were born, and had traces of THC in their system. They weighed 5 pounds when they were 5 months old. Tamir admitted to authorities that she had interactions with Child Protective Services in the past. She's been held at the Guilford County Jail without bond. A 50-year-old man is behind bars for fatally shooting a 55-year-old man during an altercation. At around 9:30 a.m. on Thursday the 27th of July, authorities responded to a Shell gas station at McCall and Hasty Roads in Laurinburg, North Carolina, on reports of a disturbance and then shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a deceased man in the driver's seat of a black Honda Pilot parked next to the car wash with a gunshot wound. The victim was identified as 55-year-old Clifton Thomas of Bennettsville. During the investigation, authorities discovered that Clifton and another man got into an argument, and then witnesses heard gunshots. Witnesses said the suspect then fled the scene in a light blue Hyundai. Later that day, police said that the suspect, identified as 50-year-old Robert McLeod of Laurinburg, turned himself in. Robert is charged with first-degree murder and is currently being held at the Scotland County Detention Centre. The investigation into the matter continues. Authorities have determined that a 5-year-old boy was high on cocaine when he fatally shot his 1-year-old brother, who had marijuana in his system. At 2:52 p.m. on Monday the 24th of July, the parents, 27-year-old Deontay Johnson and 24-year-old Shatir Welch, were arrested during a traffic stop at La Porta, Indiana, and faced multiple neglect and drug charges, including neglect resulting in death. In addition, Deontay faces an obstructing justice charge. At 3:02 p.m. on the 28th of March, authorities responded to an apartment at 504 Westchester Lane in Lafayette, Indiana, on reports of a child not breathing. When officers arrived, they found a deceased 1-year-old boy named Isaiah Johnson with a gunshot wound to his head. Upon further investigation, authorities discovered that the baby's 5-year-old brother found a handgun inside the family's Romney Meadows apartment and shot him. Following the death, toxicology results showed the toddler tested positive for marijuana, while his older brother had cocaine in his system. Deontay told police he's alone with the 2 boys, and that he was asleep on the couch when he heard a loud boom, and he ran upstairs and found his baby son unresponsive in his bedroom. At the time, Deontay denied his child had been shot, and repeatedly denied having a gun in the apartment, and initially claimed Isaiah had been injured by falling, or an injury caused by his older son. Deontay eventually told officers that Shatir owns a handgun and that she usually keeps the gun on the shelving unit near the front door to the apartment. He said he last saw the gun a few days prior to the incident and it was locked in the safe under the bed. Upon further probing, Deontay said he heard a noise which woke him up and he saw his older son downstairs asking for a bowl of cereal. Deontay said he prepared a bowl of cereal before going to check on his younger son. He said he went to the upstairs bedroom when he found Isaiah deceased. He said that he then called Shatir. While officers were investigating the incident, Shatir arrived home and told police she left the apartment hours before the incident. She said she missed a call from Deontay, then received a message which stated that Isaiah was dead. She said that she then called 911 and rushed to the apartment. She said she kept a handgun under a bed in a lockbox, but admitted to having lost one of the 2 sets of keys. She went on to say that a 5-year-old would not know what the keys belonged to. Officers searching the apartment, however, said they found a gun and the keys to a Nissan in the top dresser drawer of a bedroom. They also found drug paraphernalia and 93 fentanyl pills, all within reach of the 5-year-old boy. Investigators also said that surveillance cameras from the apartment complex captured Deontay leaving his apartment and placing a bag into a car after his son died. When police searched the car, they found 400 grams of marijuana stashed inside. Authorities said that electronic devices and social media records from Deontay contain messages about selling drugs. Both parents remain in custody and await extradition to Lafayette. Deontay's trial is scheduled for the 28th of November, and Shatir's is due to begin on the 12th of December. A 65-year-old man is behind bars for fatally shooting his 25-year-old son during a fight over 25 cents. At around 6:30 p.m. on Saturday the 22nd of July, authorities responded to a home on the 2800 block of Warner Street in Madison, Wisconsin, after John Shively called 911 and admitted to shooting his son Zachary Shively. When officers arrived at the residence, they found John with blood on his hands and clothes and confirmed his son was dead. John told investigators that he and his son were arguing over finances when the argument turned physical. John then used Zachary's firearm and shot him in the chest. Authorities learnt that Zachary asked John for cash, though John said that he didn't have any. He eventually gave Zachary $2, though his son said he needed $2.50. Zachary had some change on him, but he needed 25 cents more to get to the amount. John told detectives that he is behind on his mortgage payments and other taxes, so he did not want to give Zachary money. He said his son often asked him for money. During their argument, he told investigators that his son hit him and pushed him into the corner, where he landed in a chair and bumped his head on the wall. John said that he tried to walk upstairs, but Zachary pulled him back down. John then picked up the pistol, which was on one of the bottom steps. He admitted to police, "I can't tell you how much I regret that I picked it up, thinking that he'll finally back down, which he didn't do, so I shot him point blank." Officers reportedly found the gun on the floor pointing to Zachary's body. John is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and use of a dangerous weapon. He's held at the Dane County Jail and his bond's been set at $300,000. The investigation into the matter continues.